Okay, so here we are. You can see our pile of dispatched frogs over here. They are dispatched. They are not alive. It was done ethically. And so really what you do here, it's pretty simple. John's preference, like many, is once you've got it dispatched, you lay it out like this. You start right at the tip of the head on the backside, and you basically peel it backwards. You want to take the skin off of it to get down to the actual meat and everything. Yeah. So you'll watch as John works his way through this one, and I will just record. You see how easy it is to come back and peel it right off.
A little slippery.
And yes, they are slimy and a little slippery, but some people will buy the, look at that beautiful meat right there. That's what you're going for, folks. As they say, it tastes just like chicken, doesn't it, John?
Yep.
John, do you add any spices or seasoning to yours, or do you just cook it and eat it?
I like to fry it like you do a chicken leg and stuff.
Okay. Salt, pepper, anything else?
Just some breadcrumbs.
Just some breadcrumbs? But you also cook it right over the fire, don't you?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So look at that, folks. Look how fast that was. And that's how quick and easy it is. And go for the bigger frogs. We'll get some more meat on them. And we say they are what they eat. So if it's like a really nasty, stagnant pond, maybe don't pick those ones so much. But you find a decent pond like ours, which is pretty clean. There's a lot of frogs in there, and they reproduce quickly, so it would take a lot to really slow them down. But that is very clean meat right there. It's great for you. Mm-hmm. Looking good, isn't it, John?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff. Hey, everybody. So you can see this used to be, well, it was a stump, a very large stump with some pretty big roots. Where we live, the water table is very high because we live really in a built-up swamp. So lots of iron and sulfur in the ground, and some trees don't do well because instead of being able to go down with the roots, they have to spread out. And during storm seasons or over time, they just really struggle with that. So this was one that had to come down. This was a spruce, and we've slowly been burning to get all of it out so that we can flatten it, because having the roots and stuff here can be problematic at times. This also was a rather big spruce. As a matter of fact, there it is over there. Actually, the core had died out, so we ended up cutting this down just for safety reasons, and of course we can use it for many different things. But part of the fun here, of course, is I could, get an excavator or bulldozer or whatever I feel like, and try to destroy it, rip it up, whatever. But sometimes it's fun just to slowly burn and core it out. So we're working on that today, and we'll actually be looking at maybe cooking some things on it if we have time. But I also want to show you this. Most people have this on their property, depending on where you live, I guess. This is bittersweet nightshade. Okay, the nightshade family is pretty well known up here. It is toxic to humans and animals. Bright red color makes it look like it's something you should eat, but those are definitely chokeberries, if anyone knows that reference. So I have no problem burning this down and getting rid of them. Some people say you can eat them. I would not advise that. Some people pick them and use them as, I'll say, ornaments. They'll make like things to hang on your door during the holidays. Again, that's your choice. Just make sure your animals and people don't actually eat them. I try to avoid them as much as possible because we do have kids and pets that come around here. So we go through and we remove these when we need to. They are beautiful. It's a nice red color, or green if they're not mature. But just one of those things to keep in mind when you're on your property. If you don't know, don't eat it, because the old saying goes, you can eat everything once, but maybe only once. Alright, so we have our little stump fire going good. Couple skewers. John is tasting out a couple things. So John, what do you got in your hands right now? What is that called?
Some lemon pepper seasoning.
Lemon pepper seasoning. What's the other one down there you got?
Dash stuff, which I've never had before.
It says Mrs. Dash, everything but the salt, basically. That goes on a lot of stuff. We have Danos, which is a favorite around here. Everybody loves some Danos. And another one I've kind of learned to love here is the Kinders, or Kinders, whatever you want to call it. Chile Verde with fibrous jalapeno, and we have salt. So, grab your bag, throw some of the frog's legs in it, buddy. Yeah. Quick and easy ways to throw a couple in there with your seasoning and shake it up. The old shake and bake method, right, bud?
Yeah. This should be good.
Okay, so put some seasoning in there.
Yeah.
All right. Great thing about these bags, if you're out doing stuff, is you can wash them and reuse them if you want. Okay, now you seal it. You know, add them both together. Look at you, you're a brave man.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you come up with here, bud. All right. John's little secret blend.
Yeah.
Now notice he doesn't just shake it, he gets his hands in there and he manipulates a little bit, gives it a little love on those muscles to make sure it all gets where it needs to be. All right. Look like they're coated pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me just make sure.
Now he's going to take the skewer, he's going to slide that through the legs, because there's 2 legs, it goes through each of them. Whoop. And that way they don't go nowhere. Alright, I'm going to set the fire and we'll be right back. Okay, we've rolled these over once or twice. You can see there's actually some weight to these. They are looking delicious. If you haven't ever made these yourselves or got them, you should. They're wicked easy, high in protein, and like I said, they reproduce pretty quick, so even this amount here isn't going to do much to anything around here. Look at that. Delicious, delicious.